This is uneven.
No, what are you doing?
Hi, my name is Rachel Downham, and welcome to Rants with Rachel. Today, we are going to be talking about dress codes. Okay, so girls, how many of you have gotten dressed in the morning and questioned whether or not your clothes were school appropriate? Okay, so out of those, how many have actually been called out for those supposed infractions of the dress code? Okay, now boys, same question. How many of you have gotten dressed in the morning and questioned whether or not your clothes were school appropriate? And have any of you been called out for it? My point exactly. Yoga pants, leggings, short shorts, crop tops, tank tops, low necklines, you name it. All are considered to be highly inappropriate forms of clothing in schools across our nation. But why? Are these infractions really as bad as they seem? The answer is no, absolutely not. When choosing this topic, it was something that really frustrated me. I feel like not a lot of people question it or read between the lines when analyzing the situation. The culture of America's youth is changing. No one can deny that. We no longer live in the 1950s. From increased feminism to positive body image campaigns, to a more relaxed attitude regarding popular types of clothing. Pop culture has taken a new direction, and it's dragging America right behind it, whether America likes it or not. The simple fact is that school dress codes are sexist, demoralizing, outdated, and contradicting to social messages being emphasized in society today. When you think about it, dress codes are specifically aimed at young women and their bodies. I only came to this conclusion after I myself was called down to the dean's office for wearing too short of shorts. When I asked why I was there, the response was because I was a distraction. A distraction to who? The very same young men who sit before me now. As if you guys couldn't handle yourselves in front of a bare shoulder or skin above the knees.
Bro, did you see that girl's shoulders?
Yeah, her knees is looking good.
No, this just doesn't happen. Boys, I would actually be offended by this. Our school system pegs you all as immature, young, perverted kids who have no self-control in the presence of a girl. And if you can't handle yourself at the sight of a little bare skin, then society clearly has a whole other problem on its hands. And you should probably get some professional help. Never once have I seen a guy get called down to the deans for wearing a bro tank or running shorts.
She's my cherry pie, cooling the water, such a sweet surprise. Tastes so good.
Oh my gosh, those shoulder muscles.
But look at his thighs.
This is nothing but a double standard. Dress codes can be extremely demoralizing to young females too. I can speak from personal experience on this one as well. Being called out in front of all your peers for wearing too risque of clothing and being inappropriate is extremely embarrassing. Why? Because it only draws more attention to my body, doing exactly the opposite of what dress codes are supposed to do in the first place. This calling out of girls has been given the common name of slut shaming on social media, which is completely accurate considering the whole point is to punish them and make them feel terrible about themselves for having a natural feminine physique. As if one could help the type of body they had, be that long legs, big hips, or a large chest. Quit objectifying us! Quit objectifying us! Quit objectifying us! This has a drastic effect on positive body image among girls, which directly brings me to my next point. Dress codes totally conflict with social messages being emphasized today. We often hear, be comfortable in your own body, and you are unique, so be yourself, but yet we are punished for doing just that. The clothes a woman wears is no excuse to treat her differently. This can be best acknowledged by Ashley Krelitik, a former high school student who stands against dress codes. She explains, you are setting the stage for the boys you are teaching to grow up into men who say, she asked for it because she was dressed provocatively. That logic you are using fits perfectly into that mentality. The social message implies that it's ludicrous to think that a woman would ask for something such as a sexual assault simply because of the clothing that she was wearing. This proves that schools are basically indirectly supporting the statement, she asked for it. Some of the most common arguments against relaxed school dress codes are schools should be a community in which kids learn to follow codes of conduct and practice mutual respect, as well as create learning environments. If this is true, then why don't we start mutually respecting both sides instead of forcing one side to meet the needs of another? Let's focus a little bit more attention on students and their academics rather than on their clothing. Because in the real world, no one's going to call you out. The solution to this problem is simple. Schools across the nation should start a petition to get rid of dress codes or at least loosen their strict protocols. Education needs to be placed not on how to teach girls to cover their bodies, but rather to teach young men to respect women and not ogle at them every time they get the chance. Because young women's bodies are not objects. Furthermore, a startup of social media campaigns can be used effectively to spread the word about the controversies of dress policies and how they do more harm than good. And finally, this is crucially important to society because 1, it promotes the respect of women. 2, it promotes positive body image. And 3, it decreases school behavioral problems in this changing society of the 21st century. This has been Ranting with Rachel. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Not really.